Hi, I'm Stacy and this is Practical ESL. So today I want to tell you we're still modeling through the Play-Doh lesson, and today I want to tell you about building vocabulary. So I think a lot of people have various opinions about this, and you can use whatever strategy works for you and your students. I like to do things that are very quick because I don't feel like we have 8 hours to teach vocabulary, and I want them to be using that vocabulary over and over. So when I teach vocabulary, I do it within the text that we're teaching, and then I want to give them multiple opportunities throughout that text to practice that vocabulary. Another thing that I will do is hold them accountable to that vocabulary. So I know that I am a proponent. I love every language that our kids speak. But as an ESL teacher, my job is to help my kids learn English. And so I really, really, really hold them accountable to the words that I'm teaching them. And although there are many times throughout our lesson that they can use their first language and that they're going to make connections with that first language or second language or third language because our kids are so brilliant, I also want to hold them accountable to using the English that I'm teaching them so that especially for secondary kids, because they only have that 4 years before they graduate. And this is really the time that they need to learn that language. So I really push it hard. You're going to see that in class today, but hopefully you'll also see just our kids really enjoying the vocabulary that they're learning. So I tend to do it with a word and a picture. Sometimes I have them make their own GIFs to go with that picture or a visual of that word. It depends on how much time we have and what's happening. But this is one of the things that I do. So I'm going to show you a video of how I would start, and then I'll follow up in just a minute. So we're going to go cleaner. 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 What's this one?
Cold.
Cold. And what's this one?
Wallpaper.
Wallpaper. And what's this one?
Cleaner.
Cleaner. Okay. And then we have hire. Hire. And this is like to hire for a job. So we're going to read this together. 1, 2, 3. To choose a person to work at your company. What is company?
Una compañera.
Okay. And then, so here's my sentence. Can we read it together? 1, 2, 3. My boss will hire her for the job. So I'm going to hire you. Can you say it? Hire you.
Hire you.
Hire you. We have 2 more. This one is decline. Decline. And this is my motion. Decline. We're going to say to become less or smaller. So here is our sentence. Can you read it with me? 1, 2, 3. The artist used to be very popular, but now his music is in decline. All right. And then this is the last one. Rebrand. So means again, to do it again. Okay. Reread, to read again. All right. Rebrand is to market again. Work with your partner to find the words, to finish your words in Spanish. Okay. So find them in Spanish so that you make that connection. All right, so you can see that the first thing that I do is I give them a sheet where they have the word and they have the picture, and then they have the word in English, and then they have to put the word in their own language. These kids that were there today, their language was all Spanish, so they were putting the word in Spanish. So that's how they're still going to make the connection with their heart language. And then I'm going to take them and have them use it in English. So that's one thing. Notice the suffixes and prefixes. Like if I can help them to make a connection that every time we see the prefix re, we're going to think again, to do something again. It's there again, to read again. And I want to keep stressing those things so that, 2 weeks from now, when I say, oh, this word starts with re, what does re mean? They're all going to tell me again. And so you kind of drill that into them over and over. All right. I'm going to show you the next portion of the video. Okay. That is all of our Spanish. All right. You have the words and you know what they are in Spanish and you know in English. So now if you say these words, they need to be in English. Okay. Okay. So look at the top of your paper. And we're just going to go through them all. So you're going to say Cold. Very good. We're going to say
Wallpaper.
wallpaper. And we're going to say cleaner. And we're going to say higher. And we're going to say decline. And we're going to say rebrand. Okay? Very good. All right. One thing that you're going to notice is every time you have a motion that goes with a word, and then when you're reading the text, you call them to do that motion. In secondary, not all of your kids are going to do that motion, but if you can make that a classroom routine that you do that all the time, these kids, I have not taught them for a little while. And so when they come in, they're not used to that anymore because nobody else makes them do that. But in my classes, when I taught high school previously, all of my kids were used to it and they would do it and they would remember, because the more things we use to connect with those words that we're learning, then the more our brain will remember those words. And so one thing is the visual, so we see it. Another thing is the motion, because we're doing it and that attaches us to what we're learning. So TPR, that total physical response, is not just an elementary strategy that we use, but it's also good for our secondary kids. And even if they don't do it, I'm going to do it and I'm going to make it fun and I'm going to keep showing them that this is what we do to remember. And then it keeps helping them to remember those words. Then you'll notice in the later lessons when we're reading something and I bring that back in and I show them that motion. So keep that in mind. All right. I hope this is helpful. Again, you can find this lesson in practicalesl.com. If you have comments, please put them in the spaces below, and I look forward to seeing you next time.